What's up YouTube? Welcome to the channel. My name is Fareed, and in today's video, I want to talk to you guys about AADA Finance, which just launched their Dapp on the testnet of the Cardano blockchain. If you're new to Cardano, AADA Finance is a brand new DeFi lending and borrowing protocol that just launched on the testnet of the Cardano blockchain. In today's video, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about exactly what AADA Finance does, but in addition to that, I also want to take you through their website and then through their Dapp as well. Now, in their Dapp, I'm going to walk through how to actually connect your wallet, how to mint some test tokens, and then how to actually create a loan request and how to actually review your dashboard and see all of the loans that you currently have and how you can repay them. Without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the AADA Finance website, and then we're going to talk about their Dapp. So in order to actually access the AADA Finance website, we're going to navigate to aada.finance. From the front page of their website, you can read an overview of how the protocol works here. You can also find out more about their team, their documents, such as their Gitbook, white paper, and light paper. And then if you're interested in reading about their ISPO, you can also do that. At this time of shooting this video, I do believe that their ISPO has concluded. However, again, if you're just interested in finding out about their information, you can do that here. Now, the other last option here is to launch the Dapp, which again has just been released on the Cardano testnet. And so we're going to take a look at that here in just a minute. Scrolling down from the front page of their website, as I mentioned earlier, AADA Finance or AADA Finance is a lending and borrowing protocol coming to Cardano. Now, I'm not going to cover everything that's listed here, but simply put, AADA Finance is a crypto assets lending platform. The smart contract allows users to deposit assets and collect interest or borrow assets and perform financial actions. Scrolling down, we can read a little bit more about their pooled lending protocol. It says here their pool lending mechanism aims to make lending more straightforward and available, and pool assets will actually make borrowing more accessible. And so again, a lot of good information here about how the actual protocol works. And then the very last thing I want to touch on here before we talk about the team is the AADA Finance DeFi Academy. So this is basically just going to be a DeFi Academy, which is aiming to build a strong and vibrant DeFi community. And so they're going to be sharing a lot of information when it comes to DeFi in the Cardano ecosystem. The last thing on their front page of their website is the team. And so all of the team members for AADA Finance are doxed. If you're interested in finding out more about them, you can access their LinkedIn. And so with that said, I want to jump into the Dapp, which again has just launched on the Cardano testnet. In order to do that, we're going to click on the Launch App button here at the top right-hand corner of the screen, and that's going to navigate us to the Dapp. Now from here, we're going to walk through a few steps. And so the first thing we need to do is actually select our wallet. Now keep in mind that this Dapp is currently functioning with the Nami wallet. It also supports the Eternal wallet, which are two of the most common wallets within the Cardano ecosystem. So I already have my Cardano native wallet set up. For today's demo, I'm going to be using my Nami wallet. And so I'm also going to leave a link here in the description down below, highlighting my tutorial video if you don't have a Nami wallet and you're looking to get one set up. Now, once you have your Nami wallet installed and ready to go, or your Eternal wallet installed, the next thing we're going to do is actually connect our wallet to the Dapp. So in order to do that, I'm going to click on the Connect button, and then I'm going to select the wallet that I want to connect to. And then as soon as I do that, you're going to notice here that the Connect button has now been replaced with the wallet address that I've just connected. Now, one thing to keep in mind here is that you want to make sure that you're on the testnet. If you're not on the testnet, you will not be able to connect your wallet. So if you want to actually confirm that you're on the testnet using the Nami wallet, you can click on your Nami wallet to open it up. And then if you click on your avatar and then go down to settings and then network, you can actually confirm that you are on the testnet. And so with that said, let's move on. And so next, we're going to mint some test tokens. I've already actually done this part of the process, but normally when you're accessing this for the first time, you're going to click on this button here. And what that's going to do is it's actually going to send you some additional tokens into your test wallet. And so some of those tokens are going to be the AMELD token, the AADA token. And again, keep in mind that these are going to be on the testnet, so they're not going to have any real value. However, you're going to be able to use these tokens in order to interact with the AADA Finance Dapp. And so once you have your test tokens minted, you can actually open your wallet. So let me show you what those look like. And so here I can see my test AADA, which I received from the AADA or the Cardano test faucet. In addition to that, I have some other tokens here. So if I scroll down, I can see my AADA Finance token. I have 200 of those, which were received by using the Mint Test Tokens button. I also have some AADA LQ that I can use on their protocol, as well as some AADA MELD. And so with that said, I believe I'm now set up and ready to actually begin using the protocol. So in order to do that, I'm gonna actually switch over into the market tab. From the market tab, I can see all of the outstanding loan requests. From here, I can see the loan that's actually being requested, or the loan amount that's being requested, excuse me. I can also see the collateral that's gonna be given in exchange for me lending out or accepting that loan request. I can see exactly how much interest as a lender that I'm going to be earning from a particular loan. And then I can also see the term associated with that particular loan. One thing to keep in mind about AADA Finance is that these will be fixed term loans. And so you will have to have an end date or a term associated with each loan request that's made on the protocol. Now, whether or not they decide to continue doing this moving forward, I believe it's going to be up to the team. But I know that other protocols, such as the MELD protocol, are actually looking to have loans that do not require a term. And so it'll be interesting to see exactly how AADA Finance responds to updates like that being seen in other DeFi apps on the Cardano blockchain. The last thing we can see here in the market page is the status of the actual loan. And so right now, all of these are requested. However, once you actually accept a loan as a borrower, you're actually going to see the status of the loan update. The very last button here is the ability for us to actually click lend. And so we're going to use this option if we're a lender looking to accept a particular loan request. So now that we've covered the market page, let's actually talk about how we can create a loan using the create loan request option. So if I click on that here, I'm going to get a new pop-up where I can actually provide information about the loan that I want to create. And so with that said, I'm going to go ahead and create a new loan request for some MELD. And so I'm going to go ahead and actually select this drop down here. And the cool thing is I can actually request loans for everything other than just AADA. And so again, if you have a Cardano native asset, you will be able to use that in order to actually request your loan. So for now, I'm going to go ahead and select MELD. Next, I'm going to provide the amount of MELD that I actually want to request in my loan. So for now, let's just say that I'm going to request 500 MELD tokens. And then next, I can select the collateral that I'm going to be giving up in exchange for my loan. So here, I'm going to actually select AADA. So I'm going to be providing AADA as collateral. And then I can actually select how much AADA I want to provide. So let's say I want to provide 100 AADA as collateral. And here I can actually see the 500 MELD that I'm going to be requesting the loan for. I can see that that's actually going to be worth 41.88 AADA right now. And I'm going to be giving a collateral of about 100 AADA. So right now I'm going to be giving the the lender who's going to be lending me out this loan, I'm going to be giving them more AADA than I'm going to be receiving in MELD. I hope that that's clear. Next, I'm going to select the interest rate. And so I can choose again to pay back my interest either using AADA or any of the other Cardano native assets that are listed here. For now, I'm going to keep this as AADA, and I'm going to go ahead and just select to provide 20 AADA as my interest. Let's actually bump that up to 50. That's going to hopefully incentivize some of these lenders to select my particular loan. And then the next thing I'm going to do is select the time period associated with my loan. Again, this is going to be a fixed term loan. So for now, I'm just going to select 5 days. Now that I'm done selecting all of the options for my loan request, I'm going to go ahead and just quickly confirm the loan by clicking on this button here. And I can now review all of my loan terms and conditions. So here I can see again that I'm going to be requesting 500 MELD tokens. In exchange for that, I'm going to be putting up 100 AADA in collateral. And then I'm also going to be paying back the interest, which is going to be 50 AADA. Next, I have my total term, which is going to be 5 days. And so if I don't pay back my loan within 5 days, the lender will have the option to actually liquidate my loan, which means that they'll actually keep the collateral instead of me paying back the loan and returning the collateral like it's supposed to happen. So now that I've confirmed all of the properties of my loan, I'm going to go ahead and click on the confirm button to confirm and actually process this loan request. And once I do that, I can see here that I'm now going to be requested to actually sign my transaction. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And at this time, my loan has now been sent to the blockchain in order to be processed. We're going to give the blockchain a few minutes to actually process this transaction, and then we're going to refresh the market page and actually confirm that we can see our loan. All right, it looks like our loan has been processed. I scroll down all the way at the bottom of the market page, and we can now see our loan request listed here. So again, I have my 500 MELD, which I'm going to be requesting as a borrower, which is going to be worth a total of about 41.8 AADA. In return, I'm going to be providing collateral of about 100 AADA, and then the lender is going to be receiving an additional 50 AADA when I actually return, or once the loan terms are complete. Here I can see my total time again, which is 5 days, and the status, which is currently set at requested. And so you can see here that as a lender, you'd be able to actually come here and actually click on the lend button, which would then prompt you to then submit the 500 MELD in a separate transaction using the smart contract. And then that would actually be sent to myself as the borrower. And then again, I would then be able to use that MELD. And then upon me paying it back via the smart contract, my collateral will be returned back to me. So if I click on the lend button here, you're going to see that as a lender, I would actually be able to confirm that I would be sending 500 MELD, and that the borrower would have 5 days to repay back the loan before I could, as a lender, liquidate that loan. Again, if I were to liquidate that loan, that means that I would basically be able to keep the collateral that was given to me when I lended out the 500 MELD. Now with that, I'll also be receiving an additional 50 AADA, which is the interest, and then the collateral, which would be given to me in the meantime while the 5-day term is going on, would be 100 AADA. As a lender, if I agreed with these particular terms, I could then actually confirm the loan. So if I click on confirm here, I would just get another prompt to actually sign my transaction. But because right now I've actually created this loan, I am not going to go ahead and actually lend out to it, but I did want to show that here. So for now, I'm going to click on cancel, and then I'm going to click on decline here. And the next thing I want to do is actually take a look at my dashboard, which is going to show me all of the existing loans that I have, any debt that I may have to repay, and their status. So in order to do that, I'm going to click on the dashboard button here. And once this loads, I can see all of my existing loans and their status. So I actually set up a loan very similar to what we just set up now about a week or so ago when the Dapp just launched on the Testnet. And so we can see here that that particular loan was for 500 MELD. And again, I had provided a collateral of 100 AADA with an interest of 50 AADA. And that particular loan has actually expired. And so the lender who lent me the 500 MELD for this loan could at any time liquidate my loan, which would allow for them to keep the collateral that I provided when I actually created the loan request. Next, if I wanted to repay back this loan, I could do so by clicking on the repay button here. If I click on that, it's actually going to allow me to just confirm that I want to pay back my debt, which is currently set at 500 MELD, and my fee of 500 AADA, which was the interest that I provided early on. Now, in exchange for that, I would receive my 100 AADA, which again was my collateral that I set when I first made the original loan request. If I were to click on the confirm button here, I would be prompted to sign the transaction and submit that to the blockchain. And then once I would be processed, that would then be returned to me. Now it looks like it didn't actually work. I'm not sure what just happened there. But ideally, that's exactly what would occur. Next, I can see a second loan that I've set up here, which is very similar, which is actually going to be for 1,000 MELD. And in this case, I'm going to be providing 100 collateral for 20 AADA interest, and that particular loan has just gotten picked up, and that has 4 days until I actually have to repay it. So right now, that loan cannot be liquidated. However, after the 4-day period, that would be able to get liquidated by the lender. The very last loan here is the one that I just set up with you guys here, which again is 500 MELD. And in exchange for that, I'll be providing 100 AADA collateral, and I'll be providing a total interest payment of 50 AADA. Now we can see here that the status is still set as requested. And so if I would change my mind and I wanted to actually cancel that request, I could do so by clicking on the cancel button here. One last item that I want to touch on here before we wrap up today's video is the under collateralization of loans. And so if I actually jump back into the market page here, you're going to notice that some of these loan requests out here are actually marked as under collateralized. And basically what this means is that as a lender, you're going to be taking on more risk than the borrower. And so if the borrower defaults either because they just can't pay it back or they choose not to pay the loan back because they just don't want to, this means that when you actually keep the collateral is going to be worth less than what you lent out. Again, this is going to be very risky for the lender. And so before you lend out on the AADA Finance platform, you want to make sure that the loan is not under collateralized. So basically, you want to make sure that the amount that you're going to be receiving in terms of the collateral is going to be worth more than the amount that you're lending out in the event that the borrower is not able to pay back their loan. That's going to wrap it up for today's video on the AADA Finance protocol, which just launched on the Cardano blockchain. If you haven't gotten a chance to check this protocol out yet, I highly recommend that you do. And I'm personally looking forward to seeing this launch on the mainnet. With that said, if you found some of this information to be helpful, please make sure to tap that like button. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. And if you have any questions or comments, please make sure to leave those down below. I'll see you guys in the next video.